Hail Oxall, my tribe, and welcome to the Modern Barbarian Podcast. I have an episode for you today that I am going to go a little bit off the cuff with. I have a few things that I wrote. For the most part, it's just going to be expressing some feelings of some things going on in the world today that I think you all need to hear about. So, I have a short bit that I wrote and some examples that I wanted to pull from the internet to kind of prove a point. And once we've read this example and talked about, read this part and talked about these examples, then we can discuss further after. The title is Violence is the Ultimate Commodity. I've been seeing more and more disturbing trends in the world that I think need to be discussed. These are things you probably have some idea about, but need to be viewed as a sum total to really be understood. There's a huge amount of violent hate happening in the world today, but it's not what you think. This hate is not in the form that you hear yelled at you every day. It is not racism, sexism, bigotry, transphobia, homophobia, xenophobia, or any of the other buzzwords that are used in the mainstream media to hide their hate. The real hate that is going around the world today, infecting the minds of the weak, powerless, self-loathing troglodytes, is resentment. Resentment is one of the forms of resentment or hostility. The concept was of particular interest to Friedrich Nietzsche. Resentment is a sense of hostility directed toward an object that one identifies as the cause of one's frustration. That is, an assignment of blame for one's frustration. The sense of weakness or inferiority complex, and perhaps even jealousy in the face of the cause, generates a rejecting, justifying value system or morality, which attacks or denies the perceived source of one's frustration. This value system is then used as a means of justifying one's own weakness by identifying the source of envy as objectively inferior, serving as a defense mechanism that prevents the resentful individual from addressing and overcoming their insecurities and flaws. The ego creates an enemy to insulate themselves from culpability. This type of hate is extremely dangerous as it allows the person trapped in resentment to completely dehumanize the source of their frustration. Resentment and dehumanization will lead us to civil war. Once you are no longer human to them, they can treat you with disdain, outright hate, and it be okay because you are less than them. You are the bad guy, a Nazi to be punched in the face. Make no mistake, these people hate you. They actively wish for you to die. I wrote that the other day, trying to put together into words how I see the United States in its current state. There are two sides. One of the things that our founding fathers warned us about was the two-party system because it fractures a nation. We only have two primary political parties in this country, and as such, it has divided the nation into camps. And it's already led us to civil war once. At this point, we are the Republicans and the Democrats. The Republicans believe honestly, the Republicans are just as bad, right? I'm going to just lay some truth out, right? The Republicans are just as fucking bad. They believe in a surveillance state. They are taking your rights away and calling it freedom. But they are not as bad as the Democrats. They are the less of two evils. Now, I hate the lesser of two evils. I hate all evils, right? So I have a hard time voting for Republicans also. I do. I'm a big fan of several of the candidates that we've had in the last decade or so, like Rand Paul. He had it right. Can't remember her name. Ran for the Libertarians or the Green Party out of Clemson. Female candidate. Anyway, she had some of it right. But all that aside, the point is we have shattered this country into two camps based on the two-party system. And that is primarily Republicans and Democrats. That's all we have left in the majority. And the Republicans are warmongers who use war with foreign countries to try and drive us back together to vote for them on the Strong War Front campaign. That and internal war in the form of like war on drugs and war on crime. But with the Republican Party, it's always about war. Always using warmongering to stay in power. Then you have the Democrats, who figured out how to fight the warmongering by creating internal strife within the country. They turn us against ourselves on the inside with all the isms, racism, sexism, transphobia, all the stupid shit that's going around, right? It's all, the only reason they care is because they can use it to stay in power, right? You have every right as an American to be whatever the fuck you want to be. Boy, girl, it doesn't matter, right? You as a human being and a free American citizen have the right to be whatever you want to be. Now that right does not relieve you of the consequences of your choices. Other people have a right to not like you. You cannot force people to like you. Now you don't have to hang out with those people. You don't have to put up with those people. If they get in your face and they cross boundaries and violate your rights, then you have a right to defend yourself, right? And vice versa. If you don't believe in some of the stuff that modern day people believe in, and they get in your face about your beliefs, you have a right to defend yourself also. But this fractured country that we have become is weak. It's part of the reason I no longer subscribe to the American dream. There's nothing left of it. America is a bloated, diseased corpse. The thing that my great-great-grandfathers fought for is dead. The thing that I fought for just 20 years ago is dead. Now my son has joined as his coming of age from with what he's learned from me, and I have helped him do it because I want him to have that experience and to learn those skills. But I also battle with myself internally, knowing that he's going to have to defend this bloated, diseased corpse. Coming back to the resentment, though. They hate us. And I'm going to say us broadly and include all forms of libertarian and conservative. Right? If you believe in the Constitution, if you believe you have a right to own this, and practice with this, and train with this, and be dangerous, if you believe that you have a right to self-defense, and when I say this, sorry, I forget that I have video for some and audio for other. This is a Glock. If you believe that you have a right to own this Glock, and train with this Glock, to be prepared to defend yourself, then they hate you for that belief. If you believe that you have a right to grow your own vegetables or drive a car that burns gasoline or not pay 50% of your income to taxes to be wasted on corrupt politicians and sent to foreign countries for their wars. They hate you for this belief. They believe you are the enemy. They have dehumanized you. If you believe that you are not responsible for taking experimental vaccines to protect yourself from a virus that's so dangerous you have to be tested to know you have it, they hate you for this belief. And I have some examples here. Some things I found on the internet. These are just a few examples off of just one source off of X, right? It used to be Twitter. I'm going to read these to you just to show you how these people believe, how they dehumanize you, how they wish you dead. The first one, I will not be reading their names. I do not wish to drive traffic to them, but you can search these words and go find them on X if you wish to, but I would recommend that you not drive no traffic to their page. Know simply that they exist and that they type this out in hate against you at some point. Liberal 1 says, I wear 3 masks because I care about others, except for the unvaccinated, who I hope die. And if they don't die, I hope society throws them into camps. So because you didn't trust the government when they told you to go take an experimental vaccine, this person hopes that you die, and if you don't, that you are thrown into a concentration camp, with the ultimate goal being that you die. Now, this is caused by resentment. COVID was a dividing factor between conservatives and liberals, no matter what you call them. Those who believed that they had a right to choose what was put into their body, and a right to question the science, and a right to make their own informed decisions about what they do with their life, fell on one side. The other side that parroted everything they saw in mainstream media and got grabbed by their hog ring and drug around by the government to get experimental shit jabbed into them, they were the other side. And the other side actively hopes you die or get thrown into a concentration camp for not believing like them. I'm not making this shit up. It's from January 11th of 2022. So just over 2 years ago. Your neighbors in this country were hoping for your death or for you to be put in a concentration camp for disagreeing with them. Now this one was from just 2 days ago. And it states, Republicans aren't human. And I mean that genuinely. They have none of the qualities that make someone human. They're just monsters, LARPing at being human. For those of you that don't know the term LARPing, it means live action role play. It's a fancy way of saying pretending. So this person says that because you are conservative, you are no longer human. You are a monster pretending to be human. Now think about how dangerous that thought is. That is the dehumanization that I was warning you of. This is them telling you that they no longer consider you human beings, which means you no longer have human rights in their eyes. You no longer have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You have a right to die and go to a concentration camp in their eyes. This is what happens with the two-party system. This is what happens when we allow our country to fracture and divide, and the silent majority stands down, and we worry about just living our lives and being left alone. The other side runs rampant. They dehumanize us and they prepare to kill us. The third example I wish to read It's by, call him Liberal 3. And it says, see this for proof. Republicans aren't human. What do you expect from Republicans? They drink their own urine to cure COVID and pick fights with green M&Ms. Republicans can't help but be imbeciles. It's in their nature and who they mostly are. Now, does this sound like somebody who can respect you? Does this sound like somebody who thinks you have human rights? The oversimplification of everything that was there, a green M&M doesn't exist. But the green M&M represented an idea that you were against. And because you didn't like the idea, you were stupid and you went to war with an imaginary character. And I don't know about you, but I've never drank my own piss. I will also say this. I had never gotten their super flu COVID. I was an essential worker the entire time. Always out in it, never got COVID. Been around people who actively tested positive for COVID, never got COVID. Right? I don't know. Maybe I just have a really good immune system. But this fucking super flu bullshit that they're talking about is really not that dangerous. I'll tell you what was dangerous, though. I'm going to share a story with you. I hadn't planned on sharing this story, but it just came to me. And it carries a lot of weight. I don't know. Their side will call it anecdotal evidence, and it won't matter, right? I'm going to be stupid and a science denier and all that for saying this, but here's one more for you to add to your books. My grandmother died of COVID. They put her in a hospital, in a ward where she was not allowed to have any company, alone. Then they filled her full of remdesivir until it melted her fucking internal organs. They literally started to shut down from it. And she was in so much pain and so sick of it that she told them she didn't want to take the medication anymore. And when she told them that she didn't want to take that medication anymore, they moved her to hospice care. Now, my grandmother was type 2 diabetic and had type 2 diabetes for decades. When they moved her to hospice care, they withheld her insulin. And they told her if she wanted to be able to have insulin to live, she had to take more of the COVID drugs. So because she chose not to take their COVID drugs, they withheld her insulin and called it hospice care and murdered her by withholding essential medication. And then they labeled her as a COVID death. That's what your government was doing. If you didn't believe in their way, they would withhold essential medication until you died and called it COVID. They knew exactly what they were doing. Their goal is to skew the balance of power their way so that they can never lose another election. Now, why did I call this violence is the ultimate commodity? Why would I talk about all this and have that title? Well, there's one more example that I think you need to see. And I'm going to read this to you. And then, actually there's two examples here that I'm going to read to you. And then we're going to talk about why violence is the ultimate commodity. So stick with me. I'm getting there, I promise. The next example comes from South Africa. There's a leader there called Julius Malema. and he is on track to be elected the Prime Minister of South Africa. And he is actively calling for the genocide of 4 million white farmers in South Africa. The farmers there have been there for a long time, and yeah, they did some really fucked up shit in the past. And I am not advocating for the old South African apartheid system. I don't believe in racism. I don't believe that any person is better than some other person based on their color, their height, their anything. I am a meritocracy believer. You get exactly what you earn based on how hard you work, period. Now, that said, they have swung so hard the other way that they are now in the wrong. And listen to the song that they are actively singing right now in South Africa as they're about to elect this man. The words to this, and I want you to think about this because it's not long before something like this is in our country, right? This is the goal of racial divide. This is the goal of the Democrats. This is the goal of the mass importation of illegal aliens. They want them to think like this and wipe us out. Listen to the lyrics to this song. The cowards are scared. Shoot, 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 shoot. The cowards are scared. Shoot, 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 shoot. Shoot the Boer. Shoot, shoot. Shoot the Boer. Shoot, shoot. Shoot the Boer. Shoot, shoot. Mother, leave me be. Oh, mother, mother, leave me be. Oh, mother, shoot the Boer. Shoot, shoot. 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 The cowards are scared. Shoot, shoot. Shoot, shoot. The cowards are scared. Shoot, shoot. Shoot, shoot. Shoot the Boer. 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 Shoot, shoot. Mother, leave me be. Oh, mother, mother, leave me be. Oh, mother, shoot the Boer. Shoot, shoot. 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 These dogs are raping. Shoot, shoot. Shoot, shoot. These dogs are raping. Shoot, shoot. Shoot, shoot. Shoot the Boer. 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 Shoot, shoot. The cowards are scared. Shoot, shoot. Shoot, shoot. The cowards are scared. Shoot, shoot. Now, who are the Boers? The white South African farmers. They are called the Boers. So the lyrics of this song really read, shoot the white guy, shoot, shoot. Mom, leave me alone so I can shoot the white guy. Rape these bastards and then shoot them, shoot the white guy. Now think about that in our culture. Have we not already heard these lyrics, just not so brazenly sung by a politician yet? Have we not heard fuck whitey? Aloha Akbar? Have we not heard them scream from the rooftops for reparations? Or told us that because we're white, we're privileged and we need to debase ourselves to make things easier for them? That's not equal. That's not fair. Equalness, fairness, is equal opportunity, not equal outcome. Right? I don't deserve to die because I was born white. I don't deserve to die because I have some invisible advantage that I've never seen. They don't deserve to die for being a different color than me. We should all have equal opportunity and equal treatment under the law. Period. What color I am should not matter. What color they are does not matter. We should all be treated like equals and human beings, and that's the end of it. Racism has no place. Same for men and women. Yes, the sexes are different. Just the way it is. But they deserve to be treated as equals. They deserve our respect, our love, our adoration, our protection. They deserve to be free to make their own choices, to live their own lives their way. And this even goes for the LGBTQ people. And I know that's a sore spot for a lot of what are going to be my traditional listeners. Well, listen to me. What they do in their lives has no fucking effect on you. Now, what they try to force down your throat in schools and fucking with our kids has an effect. And I don't agree with that. But I also don't think that they deserve to die for making a decision that you wouldn't make. They're still human beings. We cannot dehumanize our fellow human beings and let the government win. We cannot fall into the trap of resentment. I bring this up to raise awareness. Resentment is contagious. And nearly half the country already has it. They've already dehumanized you. They already hate you and actively wish you did not exist. The only thing saving you at this point is that they are unable to bring enough violence to bear to achieve their desires. They have passed all others now and are trying to get enough of the ultimate commodity to use against you. They intend to do this differently than we would think. Most do not have the testicular fortitude to try and bring this violence to us themselves. They intend to vote their way into violence, trying to get the state to perform violence on their behalf in exchange for votes. Speaking of in exchange for votes, be aware that the border crisis is not what you think it is. Or maybe it's exactly what you think it is. Maybe you figured it out. But it's open for a reason. It's been intentionally left open. They are actively discussing nationalizing every illegal alien in this country right now. And if you look at it, over the last 3 years, it's been nearly 9 million illegal aliens have come into this country. The widest electoral margin to ever have occurred in this country was Ronald Reagan, somewhere between 2.5 and 3 million, depending on what source you go at. If they nationalize 9 million illegal aliens that are going to vote for welfare, that means they're going to vote for Democrats. You will never see another Republican president in your life if they nationalize 9 million illegal aliens. They know this. It was the plan all along. The plan was genius. To nationalize them and to make them citizens so they would vote Democrat forever. Our way of life would be dead. They would have everything they needed to kill us all, take all of our rights, and if we resisted, make us all slaves in the prison system, making license plates for quarters that you never actually get to spend. This is why I say violence is the ultimate commodity. When it all comes down to the end, money cannot save you. Food can't save you. Gasoline can't save you. Water can't save you. Only violence. Only these. And the ability to use them can save you. Learn to be extremely dangerous. Become violent. And then voluntarily keep it under control. Learn to shoot. And I don't mean target shoot. I mean learn to fight with a gun. Learn how to kill. Learn how to knife fight. Learn how to fist fight. Train MMA. Learn Muay Thai or American kickboxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or catch wrestling. Know what it's like to get punched in the face. Know that you can be punched in the face and be fine. Know that you can take a blow. There have been multiple human beings shot multiple times that have survived it. There has been a woman, she was a police officer, who was shot in the heart, took out 3 assailants without dying, still made it to the hospital, and her life was saved. Human bodies are incredibly tough. We are incredibly resilient, as long as we choose not to die. Violence is the only commodity that can save you from what is coming. But you cannot dehumanize your enemy. You must understand that they are human beings. Because dehumanization will only get you through the first trigger pull. Once they're dead, you will still have to face that inner battle. They say for every fight, there's actually 3 fights. There's the fight you have to survive. There's the fight you have to have inside your mind to not mentally break after you kill a human being. And then there's the legal battle you have to fight to stay out of jail. If we go to civil war, there won't be the legal battle. But that mental battle will still be there. And you need to prepare for it. It's part of being able to bring violence to bear. You must become a violent person. You must know how to be violent, because violence is the ultimate commodity. When all else fails, violence will be the only thing that can save you. And you probably can't do that alone. You're probably going to need a team of violent individuals, because they're going to send a team after you. And they're going to keep sending teams after you until you're dead. And at a certain point, you have to be okay with the fact that it may cost you your life to be free. But I would rather die a free man than live a slave. So, that's why I say violence is the ultimate commodity. It's the only thing that can save you from what's going to happen. The storm is coming. 9 million illegal aliens being nationalized guarantees it. They hate you. The ones already in this country, they've already dehumanized you. I've already read you the examples. They hate you. They wish you dead. They no longer consider you a human being. Now, when they show up at your door to rape your women and kill your children and steal what's yours, will you be violent enough to stop them? Or will you be another victim? I will know how to be violent. I will train. I will prepare. I will be a extremely violent man if they make me. And then I will voluntarily put that shit under control and never use it unless I have to. And I hope you do the same. And that's what I have for you guys today. So, now I gotta do the thing, the pandering that we all gotta do. Just a quick reminder. Have a bunch of social medias. Use them to go find your tribe mates in your area so you can have a team. It's the Modern Barbarian. We're on YouTube, X, Twitter, Tumblr, Patreon, all that shit, right? Just go look it up. It's easy to find. There's even a Reddit. Use it to find more tribe mates. I built it to help you find your teams. That's it. I don't make a damn dime off of this, and I never will. And that's okay. The system's never going to let me make any money, and that's okay. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it to find you. I'm talking to you personally. I'm looking for you because you think like I think. And I'm trying to help you get ready for what's coming our way. Because the more of you I can find before it happens, the more likely we are to survive it, to fix it, and get our country back. So go learn to be violent. Find other men and women and train to be violent with them. Build yourself a team of violent, dangerous individuals, and don't let anybody ever take it from you. Be dangerous, because anything less is unacceptable. You guys are still here? You made it all the way to the end? Well, if you made it all the way in, that means I must have done something right. So go down there to the bottom and hit the little like thingy. Right? If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe thing. Push the bell. Tell it to notify you when we put out some cool stuff. Right? Help us stick it to the government. Help us get this word out there. Help us show everybody what they need to be doing. Because if you made it all the way to the end of this, that means you think like me. If you think like me, that means you're getting ready like me. And we scare them. And don't be scared of that. Embrace it. Hit the shit at the bottom.